Daniel was, he was one of the most compassionate little boys I've ever met. He was all about love, always wanted to cuddle, and he extended himself to anyone and everyone. His teachers would tell us if he saw somebody sitting alone, he wanted to go sit with them and comfort them. And he learns that from his brother and sister too. James and Natalie are the same way. So we're very blessed to have such wonderful children. Daniel was just a constant light of happiness and joy in our home.
What made him laugh? What made him smile?
Oh, every little thing. He would pick up worms off the driveway and put them back in the grass to return them to their families, and that made him happy.
Is there anything you want to say to the people of Highlands?
We feel like we're the people of Highlands. That's how the people of the Highlands have made us feel, and it's the same spirit that my little Daniel had. It's perfectly appropriate that this should be here, because that's the way the people here get it. They're just like my son. They're the little quiet little community that reached out and embraced us in that same spirit that Daniel had. So we feel very much family here.
Unveil the dedication sign, and Daniel's picture will be here forever. Celebrate your life with Daniel Barr, son, brother, Okay, and Joe and Karen can 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the grand opening of Daniel Barr.
Wait for your brother, Jordan. Okay, guys, good job.
And salute!
from the police and fire and EMS, from our men and women in the armed forces, for all those who couldn't be here today, especially our 26 angels, and especially today, if you remember, our angel who we dedicate this playground to, Daniel Barden. Okay, thank you. Welcome to Where Angels Play, the Sandy Ground Project, where today we are dedicating the 11th playground. And this community here in the Highlands has been through so much, has welcomed this project, and I'm so pleased to have worked with all of them there. We're going to hear from some of them. But I'd ask you now to thank and welcome all of the visitors from Newtown, Connecticut, and especially the Barden family. Give them a Highlands, New Jersey welcome. Kathy, Mark, Mary, and James. Grandpa Mark. I would be remiss, however, if I didn't start off by introducing our foreman on the job, the people who helped us and bossed us around. And we do have a first here. Not only did our foreman, the brother and sister of Daniel, work on this playground, but they were also traveled to Belmar and physically worked on Aviel Richmond's playground as well. It's the first time we had the brothers and sisters work on two playgrounds. So please, if you could, Natalie and James, great job, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, I'd like to start off with our partner, the mayor of this great town, who from the very beginning welcomed this and steered us and gave us the wherewithal to get this thing done and physically worked on this project. Please welcome Mayor Frank Nolan.
It's really not a lot, to say except thank you. Thank you for all the volunteers. We come back from things, and when we see something like that happened to us last year with Sandy, obviously it pales in comparison to losing a child and the things that these families went through. We have to thank everybody that worked on the job: Bill, Joe, Karen, and the hundreds, literally, of volunteers from the beginning till we see this in front of us today. I will just say one thing to the family. I want you to know that you've shown us strength, dignity, and courage more than, I hope we all have that if we have to one day in the face of what you folks are going through. And my children and all the other children of Highlands will play here for years to come, and your son will truly live forever because of this playground and his spirit and your dignity and courage and everything you've shown us. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Okay, our brothers in blue, our police officers, our EMS, but especially our fire department here in the Highlands, the firefighters from around the state who are represented here today, and they're in their dress uniforms today. Because Daniel wanted to be a firefighter, and he is in the country and watch over our guys and keep them safe. I want to thank Chief Bill Kane for helping us out and organizing his men, not only responding to the emergencies throughout Hurricane Sandy, but the job they do every day. And I would ask the Assistant Chief, Charlie Wells, to come up and say a few words. But please give it up to my brother firefighters in blue.
Last week we had a meeting with the officers, and we felt it was necessary to present the family a gift from the fire department. Chief Kane is going to present the family a fire helmet with Daniel's last name and the number 11. Each member of our department has their own number. We felt it fitting to give Daniel number 11 for the number 11 park being built here in Highlands. Chief? our door is always open to you guys when you come to the Highlands, and we hope to see you guys there. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Chief. I'm sure the family will cherish that. I just want to recognize, and their timing is always impeccable every time. Our pilot who flies above, and our fireboats out there. So we celebrate Daniel's life today by land, by sea, and by air. I'd just like to recognize those. And if you cheer loud enough, we probably can hear you. Okay, we would not be here today and be able to do this without the generosity of so many, but a guy that's really been a giant, man who is very understated and does so many things for so many people and rarely gets recognized for it. But I'd like to introduce to you from the Helping Highlands Survivors, Mr. Bob Small.
Thank you, everybody. As we come here to celebrate the first, or look upon the first anniversary of Sandy, it's really for a time for us to reflect. And as I thought about it almost a year later from that event, what struck me is I decided to get off the couch and form a charity called Helping Highlands Survivors to do a very simple thing, to lend a hand, to help those in need, and to make a difference. And Highlands is close to me. My family was born and raised here. I was born down the street, and it's a place that is special. There are so many people to thank as part of this process. I'm a very small part of the process, and Bill has overstated my importance for sure. But first and foremost, thanks to the Barton family. They've allowed us to share Daniel with us, and we're forever grateful for that opportunity. He will make a difference in all of our lives, for sure. Thanks to Bill and the team. They're remarkable people. What Bill and the FMBA do every day of their life as firemen, what they do in this project, they are truly heroes. And I can't think of any other better people to be associated with than Bill and the team. There's a saying that when the times are worst, the best of us come out. And every day since the storm, I've seen tremendous acts of generosity from people, complete strangers, those that I know well. It's been a remarkable process and journey. But there are a few that I think are of note. First, Rick Horn, who put together the benefit concert that was meaningful to raise money for the playground. His vision and leadership were tremendous in getting this done. Karen and Joe Burke, I think many of you know, they're remarkable people. Their own home was destroyed in the storm. They spend literally 24 hours a day making sure Highlands can recover, and they're remarkable people. So give it up for them. Mayor Frank Nolan and Town Council for their leadership and support. They've been mentioned, but again, remarkable people who spend tireless hours bringing Highlands back. A few other folks, Timmy Hill, the borough administrator, another one behind the scenes who was very helpful in getting this done. Some financial sponsors that helped really get this playground built. Charlie McCaig from HMC, Darren Davis from Celtic, Bartel Morrison, Lisa and Ed McNamara, Wright Equipment, Nate Kemmler and John DeRubio. People that just stepped up and really made a difference in this project. I think one of the examples of just random acts of kindness is a friend of mine, Judy Musa, and the kids from the German school. Is Judy around here? Hi, Judy. Judy reached out to me and wanted to help with the recovery. And the kids from the school took a project together to help, and I wanted to have them present to the Barton family and to Bill a check on their efforts.
talked to Bob and I heard about the fact that this playground is being built, we said, wow, this is a really great opportunity for the kids to do something for other kids. And really, when you look at what is written on Daniel Barden's Facebook page, that tribute page that's given to him, it's filled with such compassion, kindness, just little random acts of kindness. We hope that this little act of kindness is doing what we think is really important, teaching our children something called Weltoffenheit. It's a German word that means open-mindedness, openness, community, support. And this is our small contribution to help children everywhere come to this beautiful place, have a safe place just to be kids. Thanks for allowing us to be here today.
As I read about Daniel, it hit me much more than a coincidence that he was chosen for the playground here in Highlands. He was best known, I think, as I read, for helping those that were left out, lending a hand, sharing a smile, giving bear hugs to friends and families and the bus driver. And as I thought about this, and I thought about Highlands, a town often overlooked, underappreciated, sort of on the sidelines. There's no doubt in my mind Daniel Barden was meant to be in Highlands, and Highlands was meant to be and embrace all that Daniel is. The difference Daniel made on his short time here, and will continue to make in the lives of the children that will visit this playground, who will be free to dream, play, wonder, explore, and wish, will last forever.
Thank you, Bob. There's so many people here and so many dignitaries. I want to thank them all for being here. In a second, Carl is going to introduce some of them, but I see Congressman Frank Pallone, and I just want to recognize him especially. Congressman, God bless you for being here. Thank you. Okay, at this time from the Highlands Business Partnership and Hope for the Highlands, Carla Cefalo to do some introductions. Carla?
Thank you. At this time, I just want to recognize our council members here in Highlands, Mayor Nolan, Council President Rebecca Kane, Councilman Chris Ramsey, Councilwoman Tara Ryan, and Councilman Kevin Redmond. Also, I would like to acknowledge our Monmouth County Board of Chosen Freeholders, Freeholder Director Tom Arnone, and Sheriff Sean Golden, Serena Tomaso. I'm sorry. Anyway, at this time, Freeholder Tom Arnone would like to share a word with the Barden family. And I hope I didn't leave anyone out.
Thank you. And you know, we come here today to Monmouth County, and we welcome the Barton family to Monmouth County, because you are now Monmouth County residents in our eyes. And Daniel will always be here when we come across this sidewalk and we look to the right and our children play on this. They'll be playing, and everyone will see and know why they're here, because of the courageous feeling that you have, the courageous belief that you have, and we can't imagine the time that you've been through. But you show that courageousness by being here today and being part of what Monmouth County is. We went through a devastating time here this past year. We're coming up on the anniversary. And we sit up here, elected officials from Congressman Pallone, myself, Serena Damaso, Sheriff Sean Golden. And you know, we look there and we're proud of what was accomplished, and we hope it even moves forward even farther. But you know, it would not be able to be done if it wasn't for people like this, that we sit here and see in our uniforms. Bill, your group, because that's what makes Monmouth County go. And it makes people that we have here today, like the Barton family, to come here and share with Monmouth County their loss, because your loss is our loss. And we will never forget, and I will tell you, you will always be part of Monmouth County. Thank you.
I'm emotional, so I have to read. There's so many people. I mean, this project has been amazing. Too many people to mention. But I just want to say to the Barden family, from the Highlands Business Partnership and Hope for Highlands, from the community of Highlands, there are no words to express our deepest sorrow to the Barden family and the families of the other 25 angels. As we gather here today, I can't help to think this amazing little boy just starting life is now with Jesus, And we wonder, how can this be, so young and taken from this world? There are no answers or easy words of comfort for the family. We can only pray that God will bless you with the strength and courage to believe that Daniel is in a better place. As many of us know, Daniel was a boy filled with kindness and brought joy to so many. His legacy will now bring joy to all the children here at this playground in Highlands, New Jersey. Highlands is a small community where we all know each other. We take pride in our community, and we are very, very proud that the Barton family has chose Highlands for this great honor. You can be sure that Daniel will be known here indefinitely, and your family is welcome here always. Where Angels Play is an amazing project. The men and women of the Sandy Ground Project and the FMBA are some of the greatest people I have ever met in my life. When I learned of their work after 9/11, and now the Sandy Ground Project, I knew they had a heart bigger than life. We thank each and every one of you, especially Bill Lavin and Bob Brower, for their dedication to this project. We thank Joe and Karen Burke and all of the amazing members of this group. The list is endless, and may God bless each and every one of you. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge some of our educators that are here with us today. Being such a small community, our school is very involved in everything that we do. We rely on each other. And at this time, I want to acknowledge the Henry Hudson Band Director, Jeff Starr, who was on the trumpet today. Thank you, Mr. Starr. That was amazing. Mr. Starr is new to our school, only starting this year, and I commend him for coming out and for his talent. We have Dr. Susan Compton, who's our Tri-District Superintendent. Mrs. Lenore Kingsmore, Henry Hudson Regional School Principal. Rosemary Ryan, our School Board President and Chairwoman of Hope for Highlands. Rachel Stockton, Highlands Elementary School teacher and Hope for Highlands, and has done so much for this project and for Hope for Highlands. We can't thank you enough, Rachel Stockton. And organized all of the children for the posters you see here holding today for What Would Daniel Do? And with Rachel from our elementary school are so many teachers, probably too many for me to mention, but maybe they can all wave. And the Highlands Education Association and the Highlands Elementary Sunshine Committee, if you could come up, has a gift for Mrs. Barton. And that was our elementary school. And back to our high school. We have an amazing gift and an amazing talent. And Mrs. Patricia Elliott is our art teacher. And actually, her husband, Mr. Elliott, was our former band director for, I think, 37 years, who has retired. And they are an amazing couple to our community. And at this time, Mrs. Patricia Elliott, who organized the high school students for their posters, has a special gift for the Barton family. If you'll come up, Mrs. Elliott, Mrs. Barton, Mr. Barton.
Our students at Henry Hudson were very sad and also very encouraged to put together these posters for the family, and I'd like to present this gift to the Barton family that I painted of Daniel. Thank you.
We have a gift here, a gift basket for the Barton family from all the Highlands businesses, and we hope you'll return, and we hope to see you for many years to come. And again, thank you, and God bless you all.
I just want to ask Rick Horn if he would say a few words. Rick was committed to this project, wouldn't let it go. We had a little challenge in the beginning of getting the funds together, and Rick just put an amazing team together. So I want to give a big round of applause to the guy who put the concert together and made this thing happen. Rick, come on, Rick.
What a beautiful turnout for a beautiful family. This would really not be happening if it wasn't for two people that are the reason why this is here, and that's Karen and Joe Burke. They are truly amazing people. They've done everything. The reason why we have it here is Karen came into a Hope for Highlands committee meeting one January night, all enthused about this project that was created by the FMBA, and we were busy trying to figure out how to get people back in their homes and writing checks, and she captivated all of us and sent us a PowerPoint the next day, and we were hooked. And then shortly after that, we met Bill and Bobby Brower, who are, to use a football term, if they were coaches, you would run through a wall for them. They're amazing, amazing people. So please. You know, they're the kind of guys, you know, what they do is they run into fire-laden buildings during the week, and on weekends they build playgrounds. I would like to, yes, please. You know, I'm so blessed that, you know, this is really just such a great American story about two communities that come together to do something really special. And when you put a concert together, you need a couple of really incredible people to do that. And out of the tragedies that we've shared together, there are some people that just rise to the occasion. And Bob Small, who was up here speaking earlier, is one of these guys that stays kind of low, but when a restaurant needed a couple of $1,000s in order to open, he was there with a check. When people needed a few $1,000s to get it back into their house or to buy a washer and dryer or refrigerator or a bed, Bob Small was there with a check. And that's a special person. Of course, none of this would be possible without our great mayor and great council that just made this easy and smooth, and I just want to thank all of them as well as other people have done earlier. Thank you. And of course our borough administrator, Tim Hill, who's worked so hard, and we threw this in his lap as he's trying to help rebuild the town, and he is our biggest champion, and he is a wonderful person. Tim Hill, wherever you are. If you ever wake up in the morning and decide that you want to do a concert to raise money, I suggest highly that you give a phone call to Miss Carla Sepulveda. She does every fest known to mankind. She does Oktoberfest. She does the Clam Fest. She does Festivus for the rest of us. She does it all. Carla Sepulveda, and someone that is really unsung, Diane. I don't want to embarrass you, but this is a woman behind the scenes is incredible. I also want to thank my fellow Hope for Highlands committee members. Mark knows that I was business partners with Carl Perkins for many years, and Carl wrote songs for not only himself, but for Elvis Presley, for the Beatles, for Johnny Cash, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, Tom Petty. I can go on and on and on. And there's a song that he wrote that is for you now, Mark. So you can join that list. It's a song called Beyond the Blue. Beyond the blue, no one ever dies. No broken hearts, no hungry eyes. Streets paved with gold, frightening winds don't blow. Beyond the blue, we all have a home. No one's left to grow old alone. No fear of night, no doubt what's right. Beyond the blue, beyond the blue, where dreams come true. Beyond the blue. Beyond the blue, there's no threat of war. Friends stay friends forevermore. No one stumbles, no one falls. Understanding crumbles. Beyond the blue, beyond the blue, beyond the blue, where dreams come true. Beyond the blue, by Carl Perkins.
Okay, one of the themes of this, obviously, the heroes of Newtown, Connecticut, and the heroes of Moore, Oklahoma, and the heroes in the schools across the state of New Jersey. We use the word heroes for police and firefighters, and sometimes gets thrown around a little bit too often, but we want you to know that the firefighters' heroes are our teachers and our educators. And one of the representatives and the partners, the NJEA, Marie Bliston is here, the Vice President, who has helped to sponsor every single one of the playgrounds that we've built in New Jersey. I'd like to ask Marie to come forward, one of our heroes. Marie?
Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the New Jersey Education Association, my fellow officers, Wendell Steinhauer, Sean Spiller, and our 200,000 public school employees, folks who are the aides, the bus drivers, the cafeteria workers, the custodians, the maintenance, the security, the secretary, teachers, child study teams, school nurses, and librarians. We welcome very warmly the Barden family. And NJEA is most proud and most honored to be a part of the building of these playgrounds. You know, as educators, when our students arrive in September, we view them not in the what is frame, but rather in what the could be frame is. We strive to enable our students to reach their potential, achieve their dreams, and make society a better place. But in Daniel's case, he had already demonstrated the finest of qualities: his caring nature, his wanting to extend his hand to give a lift up to someone else, and his aspiration to enter the noblest of the professions, one of our real heroes, and firefighters. In Daniel's case, he surpassed the what could be to what would be. And this playground, this is a true reflection of his life. And I have every confidence that it will inspire exponentially young and old alike to reach for their dreams, to make society better, to change the what could be's to what will be's. We thank you, Barden family, for sharing Daniel with us and allowing us to promote his legacy. We also thank all the volunteers, and we thank the heroes, Bill, the EMTs, our first responders, our firefighters, and our police. And we give special thanks and recognition to the man who is responsible for all of this, our hero's hero, Bill Lavin. Thank you.
Thanks, Marie. Okay, in keeping with just the teacher theme for a moment, there was all the teachers were heroes. One teacher individual from Newtown, Victoria Soto, responsible for saving 17 children, literally saving them. And their lives will, yeah, please. Those children are going to grow up to do some really special things, and we know where she got her courage from, because after we built Victoria's playground in Stratford a couple of months ago, her dad became part of our family and part of our build team, and has come to New York and New Jersey and places in Connecticut and help us build and sell and raise money, and he's been our ambassador. I have a big family, 6 sisters and 4 brothers. I haven't had a Puerto Rican brother until now, and this is my Puerto Rican brother, Carlos Soto. Carlos.
I just want to thank everybody today for being here. My daughter, she says 17 kids, yes. And I'm very proud of that. Today, I know that she's up in heaven, looking down with her kids. She never called them students, she always called them her kids. And Daniel's right next to her, looking down at this beautiful playground. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlos. I'm here. One of the unsung heroes of this particular build showed up. We didn't know who she was. Started cleaning up, started encouraging us, bringing us food. She just got off from her nursing shift. And I just want to recognize this grandma whose grandchildren will play on this playground, who did so much work here, who everybody you talk to about this particular project said, who is this woman who comes around and helps everybody out and cheers people up? Francesca Pippin, and I'd like to ask her to come forward and receive a sweatshirt from my children's grandma and from Daniel's grandfather.
My thanks goes out to all the help, all the builders, Mark Tompkins, Machine, Anthony Stegner, another Machine, the Monocalvo family in Bayshore Recycling, donating material goods, the Army of Angels, my brothers, you're all part of me now. My list is going to blow away. Gary Brandon Sr. is a local contractor from town. Of course, Brian Baums, my co-chairman. He's my go-to guy. Brian, I need this. It's there. My wife. I don't know if I know what I can say about you, but...
Mark Barton, please welcome him.
So just words of thanks are absolutely inadequate. Bill Lavin walked into our kitchen 9 months ago and said, I have an idea to build a playground for each of the individuals that was lost from Newtown. And I know for our family, the playground is so perfectly appropriate. In my work, I work at night, so I'm home with the kids during the day. And I can't tell you, I couldn't pass the playground with Daniel without having to pull over and go play. I learned how to play lava tag. Have you tried lava tag? It's not easy. But that was Daniel's spirit, as has been illuminated here before. He was a boy that loved to play. He was all about compassion. And this community of Highlands has demonstrated that same compassion. This community that has been through so much, has lost so much. I think over 80% of the homes here were damaged or destroyed. And many of the residents here are still displaced from their homes, and yet the residents here welcome us into their homes. Larry Colby, the Robinson family. They opened their doors and said, bring your family, you can stay with us. So we feel like we are family here. And I'd also like to thank Joe and Karen Burke, who have been so good to us as well. And they're our new friends, our lifelong friends, and Rick Korn. And so many. And this whole crew of volunteers. We've had the honor of being out there working on these playgrounds, and to see all these people just from 7 a.m. till nighttime working to make these beautiful playgrounds. And I'd also like to thank all of you, this beautiful turnout of people, our Newtown friends and family, here with our Highlands friends and family. We just want to say thank you from the Barden family. Thank you. Thank you.
At this time, to symbolize that the Newtown community and the Highlands community will be forever together because of the beautiful life that Daniel lived, we will raise the Newtown flag here and have our 2 members of our fire department do that while I introduce Dennis Burke to sing the Rainbow Connection.
Morning. I'd like to send this song out to Daniel and to everybody else here who believes in rainbows and angels. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered? We wished on the morning star. Somebody thought of that, someone believed it.
It was unbelievable. I mean, you know, he was friendly with everybody, and I was very impressed when the school bus driver came to his funeral and spoke at it, because, I mean, he sees hundreds of kids, and he must have been impressed. And that really amazed me.
Did he have a name for you?
Well, the usual Papa. I don't think he called me any bad names, especially to my face. So I don't think.
All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. You've been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I hear them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that called the young sailors? This might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. Something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers and me. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers and me.